Howdy people, it's another episode of My Life Continues Every Day, the podcast. I am Amanda Elu. How are you doing today? I'll be back soon.
My life.
My life will continue every day.
My life continues every day.
Well, my life continues every day.
We move. My life continues every day with Amanda Elu.
So yeah, it's podcast o'clock and we're back to My Life Continues Every Day. So yeah, this episode, guys. Remember we left off the last time. Someone was telling a story of school and stuff. Speaking of school, guys. Speaking of schools, what if it becomes very competitive tomorrow, right? And then your peers are better than you because they did what you could have done. You know, you're just scared. You just don't want to. Someone like me, honestly, if I had my way, I just want to stop in this bachelor's degree and breathe and sleep. But I understand the importance of going further. And if I get the opportunity, thought. But I also understand sometimes that we are all under some certain kind of pressure. I'm saying this is not related to the story, but guys, am I the only person? I just wanted you people to tell me. Remind me, I'm telling my story on this podcast. I have this very good person who is my friend, right? Who is my friend? Probably, I've mentioned this person before. This person thinks that it is best for me to further my education, right? Not just further my education outside Nigeria if it works out for me. This person wants this to happen. I would love for it to happen, but it's not so easy. And I'm doing this and I'm doing that. I remember getting rejection mail last year. And I told myself, I'm not going to do this thing again. I'm not sure I'm going to go do this again. So I don't know if this is what's happening with you people, but this is an update, in my own life, I have been scared. Really, I've been scared that I'm not doing enough. And I've been scared that if I decide not to pursue this further education, because guess what, my dad, even my father wants me to further my education if the finance was available. Yeah, it's the finance, not as the cocoa, but somehow God will provide. I'm just scared. I am just scared. So if you're anywhere and this is what's happening to you, please holla at your girl, because me, I'm really scared. I don't know if I want to do this, but I think it's important I do it. Apart from the fact that, I want to further in my career, whatever that means. If I could do it without having to, sit in a classroom and go through this whole, or probably I'm just scared because of the system of education we pass through in Nigeria. Speaking of my friends, it's very stressful in Nigeria. The education system is stressful. So me, it's traumatizing sometimes. And mine is not even bad though. Imagine people who had the worst time in school. Mine is not so bad, but I keep thinking of it whenever they say masters or PhD. And I remember what I went through. I don't want to go through that hell again. But I heard that it's not so in some countries and even in some schools in Nigeria, So pray for me wherever you are. I hope I eventually, because all I know is I don't want to wake up one day in the future and they say, oh, babe, you had the opportunity to do your masters and PhD, but you were angry with the people who were sending you to do it. You thought they were your enemies. And now look at you. You're living like a low life. Look at you. You're a mediocre, I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know what your story is, but this is my story at the moment and I'm praying about it and I'm hoping I do not make mistakes. So that's that about school. I don't know if any other person has this fear. They don't want to go, but they have to go because they understand the need to, level up. Another one is tech. Guys, I don't know. I'm scared of tech. They say the money is in tech, but me, I'm scared. I don't know if I can do it. I've tried enrolling in for some courses and they work. I don't know.
Okay, I know this might sound very, might sound local, but I noticed something. Mm-hmm. There was this online class, this online training I wanted to do, but I noticed I wasn't following. I'm not the tech person. Let me be sincere with myself. I'm not really tech savvy.
But they keep saying that you don't have to be to be in it.
Yes, but then I realized I've not been carried along. I told myself, do you know what? Mm-hmm. Let me try offline ways. Mm-hmm. Let me go to an institute, a training center, take it step by step and learn. Maybe the offline thing is what's scaring you. Yeah. Okay, give yourself time. Okay, yeah, because of the fact that you're at the point where you're working, you might not have enough time. Why not do weekend classes? Go there, sit down, learn it. You see this thing they do online, you click here, oh, get it done this way. I'm telling you, I'll look at my sister and I'm like, hey, what did this guy say again? So I just feel that if you have a problem with tech, especially for the fact when it comes to online classes, you can as well enroll for something that is physical, because like I said, local woman, I sabi that work well.
Where is the time for it?
Now, there was something I was even going through. I was going through this training stuff. I was trying to look at their schedule. Now, there's some people, very, very established institutes that have them full-time, part-time. Now, you can look at the part-time. If the part-time is comfortable for you, you can try. Now, this training thing I was looking at, they also have online. But I told myself that, the online thing that I've been doing, that I've not gotten it done properly. Please, I will do full-time or part-time. Whatever suits me. At the long run, it is I'm looking for something from this institute, so that at the end of the day, I upgrade myself. So maybe when it comes to tech things, leave the online schooling and try to see if you can do something more, realistic and physical.
Techies, who will adopt me? Because truth is, I don't know, but who will adopt me, techies? Because I heard the money is in tech, and honestly, I love, my passion is in the media, right? But I want the tech. The truth is, I want money. I need it. I have family to take care of. And you all know how I love marriage. And this one, they're saying, marry. You have to bring money. You have to. I want to be that kind of woman too. I don't want just my man to spend. Because I don't want the man to be so scared of marrying me because he thinks he would foot all the bills.
Yeah.
Even though I pray that the man who comes doesn't get scared of any of the bills, right?
Amen.
But then that I get to understand that I should contribute to an extent.
Yes.
So please, God, if you know where I don't know. This is just the thing.
I have a belief. See, I'm not the kind of person that always follow things that trend too much. Now, the fact that tech is where the money is, people made tech to be where the money is right now. Who knows, tomorrow the table could turn around.
And
So
it
why
will
not-
be in podcasting.
Yes.
Hallelujah.
Yes. So the main thing is, I told my sis recently that I'm chasing things that I am good at. I'm not saying that we shouldn't take opportunities when we see them. I'm not saying we shouldn't do that. But at the same time, babes, are there other ways you could get something bigger from your area of concentration? Harness it, improve in it. Because this tech thing, it might work for some. And some people, you look at this thing, it is not working. Like I said, I'm using the local woman terminology here. So nobody should judge me, please.
All right, it makes a lot of sense to me too. And I think I love sleep. I sleep. I love sleep. Like if anything is going to come between me and my sleep, I think I have to up my game this year. But I also know that grace works a lot. There are people who don't even put half as much work as I do, and they're making it big. I don't know who they are, but they exist. And I hope that one day I get to that point where there's some trust fund somewhere. I don't know, for me and my children and my husband and family. I know what that means for in the future. God works in mysterious ways. So see, if you can adopt me and make me a better person, look at me. I don't want to be a ritualist. I want to be a baller. All right, but in a good way. So thank you. So you already heard my guest's voice. She promised to come again and finish her story. And once again, I appreciate you for allowing yourself be this vulnerable and for coming to share this. I promise you, so many people will reach out, right? They will not reach out to you because they don't know you, but they'll reach out to me and I'll let you know whenever they do, because I am already inspired by the things you said. Yes. It's that point where you realize that, I keep saying it might not sound like much to you, but you realize you're not alone. People have seen things and yet they're sitting before you and you're looking at them and they're surviving, right? So I don't know what today's story would be and how you hope to continue, but I also hope it inspires more people and it helps more people, and I pray it gets better for you. So thank you so much for allowing yourself to do this again. I was choking you. Sorry.
I think it's cold.
Oh, I'm so sorry about that. So this is the cold season, but you're going to be fine though. Are you not planning to go to Canada?
I don't know. I told you I'm a local woman.
And you are coughing. I don't know. No matter how local you are, you better start moving around the world. See, as I'm saying it, as if me I'm moving around.
Definitely when time comes. You know, I told someone that I'm not one of those that want to japa with no plan. Japa. There are things you need to get done. You don't just japa. Some people will japa and be washing toilet. I don't want to go and wash toilet. I don't want to be killing chicken.
You don't want to be a mechanic.
I don't want to be a mechanic. So I think, okay, like people will say the hairdressing thing is paying there. Do something tangible here that you carry there. Because some people will just jump and be looking for manna to fall from heaven. It doesn't work that way.
But hairdressing works actually.
That's what I'm saying now. I want to paddle my own japa.
Just in case you don't know what Japa means, Japa is the abroad plan that's moving out of the country. That's what we call it. It's our Nigerian colloquial language. We just use colloquial word, Japa. We just want to move out of this place to another place. So it's a thing, it's a term. Hopefully, the election comes, the right person wins, and Nigeria becomes better, and a lot of us will not want to Japa.
Yes.
And the ones who Japa will come back. Do you know this Japa has taken away the love of our lives? Some of us.
That's true, though.
Has it taken away yours?
Nah.
Well, it did take mine away sometime, but it's okay. I'm fine. I've moved on. Yeah, let's talk about you because it's about you now. Let's hear you.
So, I was saying something the last time about the COVID year and working in a company that at the end of the day scammed myself and every other person involved. It was really bad because we had people who were saying, "Where's my money? I put my money into this company. What is happening?" I was shocked. I was in shock. I was trying to recover. I tried recovering from the shock the year after COVID. That was 2021. Trying to recover from the shock. I was like, "What the heck? These are people's phones." Like, I was trying to understand what had happened to me, what I've gotten myself involved into because of all in the name of making money. You understand? So I was shocked, and then I had to try. I was trying to heal. I didn't go for therapy, but I was trying to heal. And then before you know it, that same year, I lost my dad. So it was now two basic shock. I had to recover. Thank you. I had to restrict my movements to an extent because when people tell you, "Where is my money?" We've had cases of them beating our team leaders, locking some people up in the police station. Everybody was scared. Everybody were scared. And then you're trying to protect yourself because if they should lock you up, how are you going to fund the bills? So I had to restrict my movement. I had some places I go to. I had some places I couldn't go to. And then down the year, in the middle of the year, I lost my dad, and it was like, wow. Now I had to now recover from the loss, losing someone in my life. Now this is where the pain now comes. Another pain comes in the fact that my dad was there doing the best he could, but like I said, something happened in the finance the year before I came into the school system. So it has been like we trying to get our feedback on track, and you're like having this dream that you go better that time. I go make this money, Papa. I will do things, and then this happens, and you're like, my dad was young. My dad was not up to. He wasn't even more than. He wasn't up to 60. So it was like, wow. No funds. We're trying to put ourselves together, and this is happening. And then that year 2021, I started trying every possible means to make money. Like now, when I mean every possible means, I'm not talking about going to go and do Yahoo or doing Akuna work. And when I mean Akuna, I'm not standing on the streets and looking for customers or prostitution. No, I'm not talking about that. Now I was involved in this type of online stuff where we have to do with real estate. And then I was pushing these properties, calling people, trying to do things, trying to make sure that I could just get something to, fund bills. And then it wasn't working. It was getting me. I didn't know that subconsciously, this was beginning to affect my emotions, my psyche. I wasn't saying hi to anybody. I cut everybody out because my mind was, let me get this done. Let me see if I can get something out of this. They will not come. I don't blow. And everybody rejoiced with me. But it wasn't happening. 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 6 months, 1 year plus, and I'm like, what is happening? Other people. I know a guy that told me about some properties. He's looking all big and fine, driving better car. And I'm like, guy, how you think bring this customer? I know they see these people. I will talk to this person. My brother there is in abroad. He will come back. He will be stories. Someone pick your calls. It was really frustrating. Yeah. And then we now move to this part where I was doing this real estate thing. It was towards the end of 2021 down to 2022. Now 2022 I was still pushing this real estate thing. It wasn't working. I had to start taking a teaching job. At that point, my clearance. Now 2022 there was strike. Because I was about coming back February that 2022 to come back and finish up the clearance because I got funds. I was funded. I was able to get funds. Now coming back, it's just how funny this thing is. I was supposed to come back, I think, was it that February 14th, 2022? Or a day close to that. And then February, I think it was the next day I was supposed to come back. And then that February 14th, we were told that there was a strike. Hey! I cried my eyes out. I said, what is this? After all this, only for me to be coming back to come and hear there's a strike. And this strike lasted for, I think, 7 months.
Yes.
7 months. Now imagine when you have funds with you. And so from February to September.
Yes. October, actually.
October,
So
sorry.
it was 9 months.
9 months. Now imagine having funds 9 months ago. When you pay electricity bill and all those things that come with, having an apartment and stuff like that and expenses, will that money still stay with you? Now, somehow, I was still trying to know how to, manage my funds and keep the funds. Now, when the strike was called off, I told my sister to help me out with some clearance process, and then they started their examinations, and then it required that I had to come back myself because she wouldn't be doing my clearance when they're having exams. I had to give her that time to concentrate and read for her studies. So coming back to finish up the process, because she was already helping me with some things already. So coming back to finish up the process, I had already gone to the school bursary. I said it in the previous episode that I met someone who was saying she had a friend that was already suicidal. Now, after I went to the school bursary, I was supposed to now make a payment for some outstanding bills. That day, it happened that the funds I have, expenses were made and stuff like that. Someone made the expenses and I couldn't make it up. I said, okay, I'll do it the next week. Now, the weekend of the week I came back, because I came back something like, I think, Tuesday. So the weekend, I was quite ill. So I wanted to go take drugs, and then I went to do POS withdrawal. I went to POS withdrawal and I was told system error, insufficient balance. I told them it's not possible. They did it again, sufficient balance. I said, it's not possible. I know how much is in my account. You can't be telling me it's sufficient balance. And then I had to go outside, go and check another POS. I had to check my balance. And I'll see something like minus 63,000. And then the money I had in the account was now moved to ledger balance. I thought it was the POS lady's own balance, because I got confused. I tried again. The lady now told me that something is wrong. I think you should go and check your bank. And when I looked properly, was when I realized that the account statement was actually mine. That means the bank is saying I'm owing them I'm owing them 63,000. How? When? Where? I never took loan from this bank.
Hey.
That was now. In short, at that point, I was trying to coordinate myself. I went to the bank on 3 occasions. They had, at some point, they printed a fake. Will I call it fake? They told me that I withdrew 100,000 some time ago, and so the bank had to take up all the funds in my account to pay up for that 100,000. I told them this never happened, and the last time I checked, if you take your ATM card, go to a POS to withdraw. My brother and my sister, and if the money is not told, if you want to withdraw what is more than in your what is more, the amount that is more than it is than what is in your account, they will say insufficient. But so I don't know when magic started happening, because I'm sure that if this thing had been happening, my brothers and sisters would have been cashing out big time. They accused me of taking 100,000. I even told the guy, if I chopped that money, if I taken that money, at least I'll not come to this bank and be stressing myself. I can't be coming all the way from where I'm living down to the bank, because I had to go to where the branch I opened an account, and it's far from where I stay. Now, they told me, customer service, they're telling me come back tomorrow. At the end of the day, the reply they gave me was, I took 100,000 from the bank, that the bank did not know when it happened. So the bank held my funds that in my account. So the balance I'm to pay the bank now is 63,000 naira. I told the customer care that I don't understand. So they said, okay, they will check for the date. My statement of account wasn't showing any transaction of such nature. Now, they told me that, they will get to the head office. The head office now printed. The head office sent them a receipt and told them that this happened November 1st, 2022. Now, I checked my November 1st. My brother and sister, what I withdrew was now 1,950 naira. That was what I withdrew. How come that alert, that alert never showed itself? Because I never saw such alert of 100,000 leaving the account, and I don't even use the account on a daily basis. A second time, I now checked the second day, November 2nd. I did a transaction. My own normal alert came, but the 100,000 naira alert never came in. Now the guy sent me a receipt, a POS, a teller receipt, one teller receipt. I looked at it. I saw 100,000 debited. The guy said, okay, check your ATM number if it corresponds with the ATM number on the receipt. My brothers and sisters, it did not correspond.
Hey.
So what it shows is that I was given the wrong receipt. I went to the bank, I told them I was given the wrong receipt, so this, that. Till now, they are still, head office has not given them a reply to that. So the whole
And this
thing
is
was
money for
crazy.
clearance.
And this money that was held now was the money I had to finish up my clearance process. I started lamenting. I was complaining bitterly. I was angry. I was fed up. I was frustrated. Oh, I forgot to mention that money, that balance that was in my account that was to use to finish up my clearance process was actually a borrowed fund. It was borrowed. Yes, I borrowed the money. So I have two things now. I did not finish up the clearance because I have outstanding bills to pay. And the person that I'm owing, I've said saying, hello babe, how far? Time don't they pass? The whole thing was driving me crazy. I cried, I was complaining, I was bitter. I was like, why is this happening to me? After all these things, all these years, what I've been through, why is this happening? And somehow, I once told someone something that when my dad died, I was in pains, I was confused, when my dad died, I was asking questions like, what happened? Where is it coming from? At some point, I was now blaming, I said throwing blame, hey, if I had finished school now, many things were running through my mind, and then I realized that whenever I go to pray, somehow, gradually, I realized that prayer was my therapy. I go to the chapel, I pray, the pain subside. I told my mom, Mommy, this thing you're going through, please go to the chapel. That is the only way this pain can come down. Because you see, I don't know how people could go through that pain and come out of it without the grace of God. I'm telling you, it was God removing this pain gradually, because I was in pain because I knew he was sick and the whole thing surrounding everything that happened. So with time, the pain subsides. So I realized that it is only when I pray, I get strength. Even till now, me talking, saying these things is not over yet. But somehow, prayers has given me strength. I tell God, even Christmas, I was like, hey, how will this Christmas look like with all this? Oh, my aunt even called me. I was like, come and spend the time with us. I was relieved. I told myself, I'm not going to think too much about what I'm going through. I will enjoy myself. Now I'm back. I came back to face the same clearance process, still trying to raise funds and the rest. It's not been an easy one. I know some of you will have questions like, money, waiting. See, many people have their stories. Many people have their stories to tell. You see, this thing about funds. There's some people that work really hard, but it doesn't really come the way they want. There's this Igbo adage that said, "Awaka mumbo, mana ogalayana baba sinachi." That means working hard is for your daily bread. You work hard to put food in your mouth. But for the fact that you are rich comes from grace, from the Creator himself, from God. So it's been a whole lot of, roller coaster challenges. Sometimes I question myself. Sometimes I want to give up. Sometimes I'm angry. Sometimes I'm like, I haven't gone for my youth service yet. So then it got to a point where, after my final year, 2017, I was kind of, how will I put it? Whenever I see youth corpers, I feel somehow. Yeah. I don't want to see them because there's this feeling I say having. But then this time around, if I look you finish, I remember my eyes. So you get, over the years, I've gotten stronger. I now realize the fact that life is what it is. We don't know where this is leading us to. But there's this thing I read one time that someday, this puzzle will make sense. For now, the pieces is not rhyming. These things are happening and I'm wondering, where is this coming from? Why is it like this? Why am I going through this? Why do I have to go through this pain? It is now I can now relate with someone that has gone through shit in school. It is now I can relate to people that had bad grades in school. Some of them, no be say they wayward. It's not like as if they were too bad. Sometimes things don't. So people start on the wrong foot and it just affects them. So people start on the wrong foot and get their track back. So people start on the right foot and it ends bad. So we can't actually see now. Imagine someone who people I told in my school I had a good position. I was doing well. I was a head girl, and now they're like, I'm fine. I'm not saying you get. So the whole thing is crazy. They're expecting that by now I should be, maybe working in a very big company and stuff like. But then I just realized that whatever it may be, life happens. But one thing we should always know is that for me, I'm a Christian and I believe so much in the grace that God gives. God does strengthen us. We might think the problem is too much, we cannot take it, we cannot swallow it. He would give you that strength. All you have to do is ask him for that grace. Ask him for that strength. In the long run, the puzzle fixes itself. Right now, I'm beginning to consider doing trainings and other things. I even told my younger self, I had known I would have been doing some trainings. I want to go into other fields that I did not do. I want to explore other fields. Who knows whether this whole thing is leading me to the path which is supposed to be for me.
Amen.
Maybe all these things are to shaping me so that tomorrow, when I become maybe a lecturer or something, I begin to understand what students feel when they're not meeting up with their grades. People get suicidal. There's this school in the eastern part of Nigeria. They've been having suicidal cases. Someone just said something recently that a girl, because of she faced mover paper, started eating raw pepper.
Oh.
Eating raw pepper. Why would she be eating raw pepper? Because of what? She's down, she's depressed. So this is to all those people out there who are struggling with their education, especially in the Nigerian university, where some people cannot keep up. Some people come and they cannot keep up with the system of education, and then they're having bad grades. I want to tell you that you are strong and you can do it. People have seen shit. I know some people that never finished school. So I know some people that dropped out. But one thing you should know is this: you are strong and you can do it. You are strong and you will succeed. Never think of ever taking your life. Never think of it. But the funny thing is that sometimes, maybe in the next 2 years, 3 years, now when everywhere is now soft and you're smiling, like, hey, if you had taken your life that time, you would have missed out this whole thing. And I once told someone, who told you that the other side is easy? Who told you the other side is bed of roses? Who told you that you meet peace there? Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying you won't see peace, but at the same time, are you sure? What picture? What happens? You don't even know. So why start up a journey that you don't even know about? Why not finish up the journey you're already into? You've started already. You are strong and you can do it. As I am like this, I've seen things. I feel bad sometimes when I see my friends who are married, they have kids, and then I'm like, hey, they're already successful. I'm seeing them doing big things, and I'm like, hey, now wow. Sometimes I even had to go low-key at some point just to not see people that will ask me so much questions, but I don't care anymore. I'm moving into the labor market. I do some things. I do tutorials for children. I do lessons for children. I thought at some point I teach in schools, but now I'm going to, like I said, develop other areas of my life. This year, I wrote out my talents, and I told myself I'm giving all my energy. I can draw, but then because of some certain things, I'm not too reasonable. Now, I want everything I think I'm good at. I'm putting my energy towards it, because in the long run, maybe this puzzle is directing me to that puzzle that I'm meant to have gotten, or that level of life I'm supposed to have gotten to. Great men have their stories. You can check on Alibaba, him to have a very funny story about ups and downs till he finally made it. So all the same, our lives, yes, continue every day.
Your own life. Say it
yes,
personally.
my life continues every day. And one thing I know is I have this belief. God has been my strength. He's been the one strengthening me, and I have this belief that someday I'll come back here and share my success story.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
I
will.
Here for
Definitely, I'll say, do you know, Mandy? Bring that mic. Let me tell these people how I take blow for this Nigeria. So that is it for that. So let's keep up the faith. Let's keep the hope. Life is what it is. There are people before us, but let's prove that that ideology, this ideology of go make them. Let's prove those people wrong. If you listen to this song, Alicia Keys' song, Underdog, this goes out to the underdog. Keep up doing that what you love, because see, don't get me wrong, I'm not too sabi the lyrics, but if you listen to that song, she's talking about underdog. Say it's more like those people who thought I couldn't make it. They say I will never make it, but I was built to break the rule. Oh, sorry, I'm not getting this. So, but I think we should listen.
I feel like someone's going to play this song.
Listen to Underdog. See, that Underdog, people think you are. By the time you hammer, it will be like, wow, where did you get this from? You will shock the world. So please, let's keep the faith, let's keep the hope, let's keep trusting God, because someday we go smile. I will smile, and I'll take this mic and tell you my success story. Take care of yourself, people.
Wow. I don't know if at some point I was going to give her this microphone to finish the whole podcast, because she's got the whole energy and I don't know what's the word, the conviction that I think someone who is holding this microphone right now should have. I mean, how do you go through all of this and still keep sane enough to give people this kind of advice? It's a grace, it's a gift, and I appreciate you. God bless you. And I'm sorry for all the losses. And I pray you receive all of them back, whichever way God knows is the best to give them back to you. And I'm really, really sorry about your dad. You sound like you were really close to him, because in all of your conversations you mentioned, I talked to my dad, I said my dad, which means you had some kind of, close relationship with him.
We had a good relationship.
I'm glad you had a good relationship with him, and I believe wherever he is, he will be proud of you. The fact that you're willing to still carry on, even with all of this. It's not every day you get to see a young woman of this, generation willing to keep moving after this and not soil their hands. And I hope you don't get yourself involved in anything that is going to hurt you in the long run. I'm really, really happy that you did this. I'm happy that you're strong. Feel free to let it all out when it comes. But I like that you say that the person the being you'd love to let it all out at their, feet is God. It's fine, really. So if you don't want to do it with me, I mean, like, you could cry on my shoulders if you need to. Do it with God, because most importantly, God has not just the handkerchief to wipe your tears. He also has a way of solving what caused the tears. I believe so. More than crying on my shoulders or even venting here, talk to Jesus. I'm so happy for you. Thank you so much for coming on this episode again. That's like 2 episodes. I love you, girl. Thank you so much. You are amazing. Thank you. And who knows, someone is already admiring you. When I say someone, I mean man. I love love. And they say, give me her number. I love her. Yeah, baby. I'm going to share that. I'm going to share it because I love good love stories. Well, that's on a very lighter note. I wish you everything good. And to you listening, you heard. But you heard. It's her story. 8 years. And we're still in it. She didn't say it's over. But she said she's not giving up. Her life continues every day. Wherever you are, just know that you don't have to say no. Because just like she said, how are we even sure of what happens after death? The truth is, nobody really knows what happens after death. We've heard stories, we've imagined, we've built theories. That is the only thing that we do not know for sure what happens, when we get there. So please, let's take it easy. And I pray for the grace for each and every one of us. Because the truth is, things are happening. Things are happening. Even us that you think that we're speaking on the microphone and then maybe they've got their lives figured out. No, if I had my life figured out, I wouldn't even start this podcast, remember. I would not have. And I wouldn't have continued maybe. Because what's the whole point of rubbing it in your face that, hey. No, but if I make it, I'll still be doing this podcast. What am I saying? I mean, but I just want you to know that I still have struggles. I don't think struggles ever end. It just gets better along the in the long run. And that's why I make space for other people to tell their stories, because if mine is not so the way you think you'd get inspired from, if it doesn't inspire you, another person's story would inspire you. I think I've talked too much. Thank you so much for joining me on this episode. Do well to follow us. Follow me on my social media page, all right? On Facebook, on Instagram, it is Charlie Mandy, CharleyMandy, Charlie Mandy. You can leave me a message on Anchor FM, all right? If you have something to say, do a voice note and just leave it for me, okay? And you can also check out Amanda Elo. I have a page on Facebook. It's the same name on Instagram. If you check Amanda Eloma Obuago, it just automatically brings Charlie Mandy to you. So you could just drop any message you have there for me or comment, something, just drop it there. Most importantly, if you've got a story to share, feel free. It doesn't have to be a sad story. If yours is a success story already, great, bring it on. If it's not fully formed, bring it on. Just bring your story and drop it at my Gmail at IamAmandaElo@gmail.com. I am small letter. I am AmandaElo@gmail.com. Okay, that way you get across to me. So it shouldn't exceed 5 to 7 minutes, so that you can send it, so it doesn't become a very large file. Thank you so much once again for joining me on this episode. We're gonna do another thing in the next episode, another inspiring one. Feel free to comment, to share, to tell the world about My Life Continues Every Day, because until my watch is ended, my life, your life, our lives continues every day. God bless you and may you just protect you. Ciao.
Every day I keep moving up. Monday to Sunday, steady balling. If you can be one, I am a winner.